Good evening, everyone, on a Tuesday, the 8th. And we got the Banhammer right away. We're going to start off strong. For those who are watching, gone but not forgotten. Look at that.
The
Uh,
Hiram.
Ravensburg announced today, as of the 8th, that we are no longer able to play Hiram or Fortisphere in organized events. So that includes your locals, your set champs, future DLCs, worlds, whenever that may be. Yeah, Hiram will not be able to circle the globe anymore, circle the world anymore for worlds.
It's a sad day.
Yeah, but that's
It's a
okay.
sad day
You're a
for
red
us
blue
blue
player,
players.
so
Yeah.
well deserved. Well deserved.
No,
You
what do
guys
you
definitely
mean?
wreaked havoc in the last
Ah,
since when was here? Set two,
set
set
two.
three.
Yeah. Set
Okay.
two is when he came out and started reigning supreme, kind of with his drawing a couple cards a turn, potentially up to six. Who knows?
Yeah.
it
Well,
was
we'll
it was
definitely
good
be
times.
talking about that and seeing what you guys agree too. If you guys agree or disagree with the ban list, if you think it's kind of awkward at the timing of it, but
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely see a round one match
Yeah.
with red blue without Hiram.
What?
So that's gonna be.
But the deck's not playable without Hiram, right?
Oh, it's not. Maybe
I don't know. We'll find
unless you're
out.
the legend.
Yeah, we're gonna find out here, and it's actually kind of a an interesting matchup too, because he's gonna be playing against a discard deck.
That's true. So we're gonna see if Hiram, no Hiram could survive a meta now that might be shifting towards more discard.
Yep,
So we are starting off with Thomas on the left. He's playing yellow green discard, and the legend on the right, red blue, no Hiram.
yep. So yeah, it was an interesting thing to. I enjoyed the last few days without playing Lorcana, thinking about it really, and then I found out about it, and our little team chat. We had like 10 people in the Discord talking about it, just being like, "What do we do? What's going on?" I mean, I think the deck's still fine without Hiram. Hiram is definitely a very powerful card draw engine. You can't deny it.
Yeah, now decks are gonna shift towards maybe more like Maurice Workshop. You have other draw engines like Chicha if they're running blue steel.
Yep.
So there's still a lot of decks out there that are viable or cards viable for those decks, but it's
Yeah.
definitely gonna take a little bit more deck building and kind of thinking about what the meta is gonna be going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like to your point, you have the Chicha, you have Workshop. You can also go with more like the Shark version, where you're just passively gaining lore through
Yeah,
actions and stuff.
actually, the DKP version might be also more reliable now.
Yeah. So I know that was a lot of talk when they were talking about initial bans, and if that card ever got banned, it would be like that, where the DKP list would be a little bit more of your traditional. So here we are
Okay.
starting off with a Diablo. Seeing that hand.
Speaking of which, Diablo Green might see more of that stuff now.
hmm So Tamato going there, probably playing the Popsicle, getting some card draw. He now knows he's against discard, so we want to keep that hand as full as possible.
All right.
What do we?
Thomas here. I don't know if he's going to go for full on discard.
Whoa, whoa, Judge cheating?
Oh
Cards in
yeah,
the lap? What's
that's
going on?
I'll allow it. That is totally fine. Anything against red blue. We're just
Uh,
gonna give him the stick today.
got the B prep.
Got the B prep out of the way, which will
Oh,
help against Thomas's deck for sure.
yep. Yeah, I mean, luckily, um, oh well, Green has the what is it? Heart has been set.
Heart has been set, yeah. It
Yeah, is that
banishes
it?
an item, two
Yeah.
costs. You could sing it too as well. So we'll see if Thomas does run that card in this deck against the heavy item build.
hmm Yeah, because I see the quill there, so opting to ink it here, but that could help potentially with, getting the ink out to be able to big Sisu or B prep. But I do know he has the Scrooge and a lot of items, which is to be expected. So that's probably what he's going to be doing next turn.
So Legend setting up the free Scrooge play. Thomas is over here calculating, see if he could. Let me see. Set Ariel up. Okay.
Shield of Virtue. When was the last time you saw that card?
Set one.
Yeah,
I hope that was set one.
it was set one. Yeah, it was set one. Very popular in the um, red purple back in the day when Aladdin was used as well.
Sure. A challenge.
Drawing cards. So no longer able to draw two cards on this curve here because Hiram no longer. Why? I'm having tears. Hiram should not know.
Hiram. Talk of the day.
Definitely.
All right, what do we got here? He's inking the other Tamatoa there.
Playing Workshop. I'm probably going to Scrooge. Hopefully find something. Nice thing is this is not a card draw. So you won't be able to benefit off of the Diablo.
And Coil definitely very helpful in this matchup, especially getting out big Sisu
Yep.
to wipe out his board.
Yep.
That's still a little too early for that.
It is, and the Legend's only at 3 ink, which is rough.
Ooh, another Diablo.
Reaping the benefits. See, this is why I don't think Hiram's a big deal. These green players could draw so many cards off Diablo. Why are they so?
Oh,
They're
man.
so mad.
Just-
No reason.
Okay. In the next couple of weeks, give it a couple more 5Ks, 10Ks. Ravensburger might listen again.
Maybe. I doubt it.
We'll see.
So it's a rough spot for him to be in because he has this baby Sisu. The baby Sisu doesn't really get anything. He does have a Vitalosphere on board though, which is nice because he can have that Sisu challenge into a Diablo. So I don't know if he's planning on maybe playing Coil this turn. It's a weird spot to be in because he can definitely draw a card off the workshop as well. I mean, it doesn't look like Tomas has a big hand.
No,
either.
but next turn he has a Lucifer in his hand, so that could be a problem.
Right.
See if he's going to set up the Sisu here. No target. Or
Well, he
Ursula.
could get the Ursula, yeah. Which isn't the worst thing. I don't think drawing off the Sapphire Coil is a big issue either.
He's already hating the Diablo meta right now. He's already get rid of that Diablo.
Yep. So, yep, makes sense. Want to get rid of as many singers as you can. Scrooge is free to quest because it's not going to be gaining much lore anyways. Do we know if oof, yep.
Ooh, discard both.
Yep. No Prince John to gain the card draw benefit off that, but still very hurtful.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rough for the Legend to catch up, just because that field is just gonna keep getting lower and advantage. But
Yep.
Scrooge could trade into Lucifer at least, but maybe get some value out of the Scrooge.
Well, that's a B prep. Wasn't going to see that anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It's a tough spot to be in.
Right.
Because if he has one more discard, yeah, he inks it. Yep.
Thomas is running away with the Diablo here.
Yep. It's okay. Diablo wasn't a problem. It was only Hiram. Only Hiram.
Maybe Prince John soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
Moving it to the Cove. Great card. I think that card is going to be seen a lot now in the meta, especially a lot of mirror matches with more people playing Diablo, I think. Just move all the birds in there.
Yeah. Thomas has a lot of reps with this deck. The reason he's not moving the Lucifer or Ariel back in is, I believe, if he draws in a Muse, he's able to bounce those two cards back to his hand.
Right.
So it makes sense not to move them there. And also, with the Cove and two Scrooges, like, the Legend could just challenge them and take out the Cove.
Sure.
Let's see what he drew here. He drew a Sapphire Coil.
Yeah, I think if he's going to play that or ink it.
Yeah, it's a weird spot because you have to pay the 3 to effectively draw one card, which isn't the worst thing because now your Sisus are alive again.
Mm-hmm.
But the card he's probably about to draw is going to be something he can't play.
Could be uninkable.
Could be uninkable. One option he can do is also, if that is an inkable, he can ink it. Quest with one of the Scrooges, and then, oof.
Opting to ink the Brawl, yeah.
Yep. So he's going to quest for one. I think he's going to activate Shield. Yep. And then take out that Cove. Get it out of here. We want our big Sisus to be live.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, even without Hiram, it doesn't look like he's struggling too much. I mean, obviously, getting to draw 2 cards here would be pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like not seeing a Hiram for the game, but now it's permanent.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
A lot of Red Blue players are used to that. Some games you just don't see Hiram, so you got to maneuver through those games, and sometimes you do win in the late game because that's what it's all about.
Yep. Exactly. Thomas doing what Green Yellow does very well, which is ultimately just kind of delay the game as much as possible. I do see he has Under the Sea in hand. Doesn't really do much with 2 Scrooges on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a You Forgotten Me as well?
Think so.
Okay. So kind of a tough spot because like he can quest out, but all of his dudes would get banished. So he's just gaining 1 lore every turn. Not a big deal.
Right.
Not the worst thing, but it does take the game a little bit longer for him to get there. And because of that, it makes the Legends top decks a lot better.
Tom is thinking what to do here because got some cards that aren't really useful at the moment.
What is that card?
As you have got me and Under the Sea. And then the third card.
Yeah, I don't know what the third one is. Let me see the third card, Tomas. Oh, is that another Under the Sea?
Don't think so.
I think it's one
one
non-foil
foil.
and 1 foil. I think that was an ice block. Oh, yeah. That was an ice block.
An ice block. Tap for Maurice.
You may ban our Hiram, but we can still draw cards. Popsicle? Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, we love
Who
to
needs
see it.
Hiram? Who needs Hiram?
Don't need it. Oh,
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, it's great. I love it. The issue is that Diablo's drawing cards too.
Yeah. That's. You gotta see your outs, though. Sometimes that's the only way.
Oof. Yeah.
Thomas doesn't mind drawing cards, though.
Yep. That You Have Forgotten Me is going to feast really well. You Have Forgotten Me costs 4, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So he could play a Prince John and a You've Forgotten Me this turn, which would be very powerful.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he might do. Just get rid of those 2 cards, so much harder for him to climb.
The nice thing, though, is that he is at 7 7 ink, so a B prep would be nice.
Prince John into the You Have Forgotten Me.
Yep. Deciding what to ink. Ooh.
Yep. And that's straight up discard 2 cards.
Yep. Don't get to choose one or the other. Yeah, at least the legend can't. It's too soon, Ed. Too soon.
Who is Mr. Rudabunga?
What is this? What just happened? What'd I miss? How are those Scrooges gone?
He challenged, right?
There's no way. Whoa, what'd I miss?
Fill us in, stream. We were kind of focused on Mr. Rudabunga's comment there. It's very distracting.
Rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
Right? Who knows?
Sisu, okay.
Okay.
Getting rid of the Diablo there with the Sapphire Coil out. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Big Sisu could still be the top deck.
The issue is Tomas has 9 cards, roughly, in hand. You know, red-blue players used to have 9 cards in hand.
I remember
but
those
hey,
days.
you know,
Pepperidge Farm.
Hiram's the
days.
issue. Yeah. Not salty at all.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at all those. So, funny enough, I spoke to the legend today.
Okay.
We were cooking.
Okay.
We were cooking a little bit. And then I was looking through my bulk, and I was like, man, how do I just draw an obscene amount of cards?
Okay.
You remember a card called Royal Tantrum?
Yes. Uninkable forecast?
He could draw 7 cards right now.
What does that card even do?
You can banish as many items as you want and draw a card.
Oh, okay, gotcha. that was a card that was in the Ravensburger promo, right?
I believe it was in their that little gateway thing.
Okay.
I think because it was with the John Silver or not John Silver.
It was in one of
Prince
the
John, I think
products.
as well. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
That's
Tomas,
spicy.
yeah. I don't think it's good, but it was a card I came across. I'm like, huh. I wonder if this is good enough.
Man.
Because it does cost 4 uninkable.
Right.
Or is it inkable? I'd have to look it up again. It's one of those cards you don't play around with much. But it was like, it's on curve with Hiram, but it's like only good if you have multiple items on the board. Which,
right. Heavy
honestly,
item.
if you play Scrooge on turn 3 and you Royal Tantrum the next turn, it's not the worst thing, especially with Tamatoa. But
if you're looking
if it was a
for
song, maybe
a replacement for a draw, that might be something to consider.
Yeah.
It was also an enchanted, so if a 4-cost uninkable, banish any number of your items, then draw a card for each item banished this way.
Yes.
So it's possible. That's a lot of spice.
Yeah. A 1-of, right?
Yeah, if you're kind of lacking card draw. Maybe if you got your whole hand discarded,
Yeah.
could be a way to kind of
Just draw
replenish
10
everything.
cards.
Yeah, it's a whole new world for blue red now. Who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, as expected, Tomas was on the play, so he saw his Diablo shift line pretty early. He saw, Scuttle. That was some topic
Ooh,
today. Wow.
okay.
But yeah, so, had the shift line, he didn't have the Prince John early, but he was able to benefit from the Diablo quite a bit.
Okay.
So now we're going to game 2 where we get to see Red Blue on the play, and being able to hopefully get their engine going early enough
Right. Right.
to sneak it in. So with Hiram getting banned and Fortisphere, so what are your thoughts on Fortisphere over Popsicle?
I was reading Steve Warner's explanation for it and how it just didn't really match the ink
Yeah,
the ink identity for that color. So I mean, I could understand that. I could also understand it limits the potential for the turn one bell to be live in Sapphire Steel decks.
yeah,
And I think a lot of decks lately have been just heavy on the Sapphire Steel, heavy on the Sapphire Ruby. So being able to limit the bell's ability to do a turn one Storm Rage on or something like that, I could understand. So I think it's okay, and their color identity for blue to keep Popsicle in kind of makes sense if they want to work on items.
yeah.
So I think it's just kind of more of a balancing thing that not a lot of people are used to because they're like, oh, why don't they ban Popsicle or whatever instead of Fortisphere? But I kind of see both ways, really.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think banning Popsicle would then just make anything that's not blue steel just be inherently worse, especially if they're going towards the item package type deal. So I think that was the correct call for sure.
Tom is playing the Sir Hiss, which kind of counters the Sisu evasive. I can challenge a Sisu as well, which is nice. But yeah, I kind of felt that the list was kind of out of nowhere, considering there were no official Lorcana events. Like, there's no DLCs, there's no challenges, there's no worlds information yet. So, unless this is like a pre announcement for upcoming set champs to kind of get people back into the game or excited about playing at locals, I could see. But it's kind of, on a random Tuesday.
It was on a random Tuesday. So as we know, there's rumors already going on about. I don't know if it was technically verified, but with the players that got invited to Worlds having the Worlds date, right?
Sure, sure.
So do you think this announcement was and also preparation for them to be like, hey, just so you know, Hiram and Fortisphere is going to be banned. You guys know the date. You know it's coming up soon. We don't want to effectively screw you over like, hey, 2 weeks before the Worlds, these two cards are banned. Good luck trying to build a deck around it. They're giving everybody that heads up.
That sounds like corruption, Ray Ray. I don't like that. Who knows? But yeah, I don't
Uh,
think it was more for that. It was more for the community outcry
sure.
of too many blue decks already just topping. So I think it was really an honest correction for them to really try to cater to the community's outcry on that.
Okay.
So I think it's more on we see a lot of blue decks performing. A lot of people are complaining about playing against the same decks, mirror matches, all that stuff. I know it's all
Mhm.
part of a card game, but I could understand them trying to make it a little bit more better experience for the player base because it's not all 100% competitive players. There's a lot of
True.
social players out there who is their very first card game and they kind of get discouraged playing against the same blue steel, blue rupee decks over and over again. Even though a lot of us competitive players are used to it, I could kind of see them try to make ends meet with like the middle ground.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Discarding some
And
cards here for
yeah, I
he's
think
down to one card in hand.
Hiram would have been great here.
Oh gosh, I already forgot about that name. It was just 5 minutes
No,
ago.
it he'll never be forgotten. Gone but not forgotten. Yeah, I mean this. I know we haven't been commentating on the game itself, but like,
A lot of feelings right now.
yeah. Well, the thing is too is like it just feels like Tomas has been really just kind of
Fully taking advantage without the hero,
yeah,
especially in you're playing green discard decks like green steel, amber steel, even purple green like Zero's been playing. You don't want to see your opponent playing hero because
yeah,
then it just kind of is a uphill battle too. So he's fully taking advantage of the discard engine, and you're really seeing it in this match that
yeah.
they're really missing that hero draw.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, Tomas has the full engine live, right? He's got Diablo. He's got Prince John. He's got Serhis if needed. And then he's got a 5-drop singer, effectively. So
Thank Zeus there is no Bucky in the format.
you did not just say that.
I did.
That was great.
This is a great Disney card game that needs some puns
Some puns
that are well deserved.
and fun puns.
Fun puns all day.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Funyuns. Not correlated to Disney in any way.
Great snack though. What else is a great snack? Questing for 8.
I don't think that's right. I think you only quested for 4, but we'll go with it.
All right. Well, back to the game here. We got
We got the legend top decking with only 4 ink, which is not where you want to be with red blue. Ooh, that's a good card though.
Okay.
With a workshop, he's gonna
draw 2.
be happy about his opponent drawing 2 with him. Hiram was the problem though.
Well, I mean, you guys got Brawl. You guys got
Oh, we
Medusa,
do.
you
You're
guys
not
got
wrong.
Great cards. So
We have ways to deal with Diablo, yes. Prince John, not so much. But again, it's I personally am excited to see how the meta is going to evolve.
Overall, I
with
think
this stuff, the game's going to still be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be very healthy. It's going to be interesting to definitely see how red blue evolves as well as blue steel. I think blue steel can definitely still be okay without Hiram. I think they have to go more towards maybe the Kiwi version.
right. Yeah, a little more aggro. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And there's also Jonathan Lamb's version of A Whole New World. So I think
True.
a lot of people maybe go back to Robin Hood shift line, or
Yep.
maybe even bring back Grab Your Swords, because you might see more green steel, might see more Prince Johns in the meta. So you need ways to clear that board.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, we see Tomas questing for 6 here, so that puts him at 12.
Wow. Okay.
The legend is at 0.
Another Kita.
Yeah, so even if he top decks a Maui, he can take out a Kita, but he still has enough lore, I think. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Fortunately, I think that's going to be a wrap here. He's going to allow Tomas to draw another card if he chooses. Tomas will say, yes, please. Thank you for the full grip. And that's going to be the end of round.
Gosh, you know what's crazy?
Game 1.
Last week, the legend went 3-0 undefeated with the red blue with Hiram. And now it's probably just a bad matchup and everything, too. Like, I think red blue could still survive against non-discard decks. But, yeah, heavy discard might be a problem for red blue.
Yeah, I mean, discard was always a tough matchup for red blue, especially the yellow-green version. Not unbeatable. I've played Tomas multiple times with the yellow-green. He's a very good pilot of the deck. So I do know, like, you know, it is a tough matchup. It's even tougher when you don't have as busted of a card draw as Hiram. So it's a little bit tougher to come back into the game. But, hey, that's the
world we live in now.
That's the world we live in. No Hirams.
So but not forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys are just tuning in, this just happened. This just happened earlier today by Ravensburger. The banning of Hiram Flavorsham and Fortisphere.
Yep.
Gone but not forgotten.
We could care less about Fortisphere. That's fine. It's the Hiram that hurts.
Gosh. Yeah.
They finished already?
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Well, we just got word that the second backup game was also finished, so we'll be moving on to the second round, or we'll be waiting a little bit there. Anything you want to add before we cut it to a break?
Yeah, I mean, for any of those that are interested, we have our locals here every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time over in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We're starting to stream this every week, so we'd love anybody to come out here and enjoy our awesomeness, because that's what we are. We are awesome sauce.
We're great people. Shout outs to Frosty Mana, aka Olaf. I had a good conversation with him last week. I think he does live around the Chicagoland area. Hopefully he shows up. But there's definitely a lot of people in the Chicagoland area, and shout outs to them because half of them are red blue players. So if you see a red blue player today, make sure you hug them and tell them everything's going to be all
okay.
right.
It's going to be okay.
But we're going to see how the meta unfolds after this.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Well, yeah, we'll be back after our next round. Or when next round starts. I'm tired.
See you soon.
It's going to be great.
And we are back. Hold on, let me adjust myself over here away from those blue-red players. There you go. That's a little better.
Whoa!
As
True.
if today isn't already a sad day for some players. But welcome back. Thank you guys. We did not have a backup stream because that game finished really quickly too as well. But we
Mhm.
might have a backup stream today, so we'll see for round two. What do we got round two, Ray Ray?
So round 2, we are gonna have RJ versus Tomas. Tomas was the feature match from round 1. He's on yellow green discard, and then we have RJ, which is playing like blue green shift Notachi.
Is this the other RJ Carrot,
Oh,
the
the man, the
official?
myth, the legend himself. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
the whole package.
the whole package, sponsored by many stores.
Yeah,
He gets around, plays at a lot of locals, plays at a lot of set champs and
Mr.
stuff.
Diet Coke himself showed up today, and he's loving the band
Yep.
because Hiram is not here
He
anymore.
does not
so-
want that card in. So he came back out from the woodworks. He's like, you know what? This is a game I can play now that Hiram's gone. So he came in with some spice,
Which
right?
might be some of the good out of this news. Some people might be wanting to play weekly now because of the Hiram and the
Yeah.
Sapphire colors. So there is some good to this ban list. Bringing some people back maybe. So
Yep.
we will see. Starting off with some spice. Is that a hero into a Kit Cloud Kicker
Yep.
with Ward?
Correct. He said his deck is no touchy.
No
He doesn't
touchy.
want. It's like back in the day, Cusco 5-drop. He does not want any of his cards to be targeted with anything. So most of his characters will have ward
Okay. So he's
or
got
some type of effect like that. Yes.
got some kits and some heroes in his hand with a morph, looking for some shift lines.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to ink that morph, playing a go-go for evasive to get preparation against the Diablo.
It makes sense here. Makes
Yeah.
sense. I think him knowing that he's up against yellow green, probably not going to be able to gain much lore off the go-go. So playing it here to like stop the shift makes sense, especially since it's not a green steel. Maybe against a green steel deck you don't do that, but against yellow green I think you're safe to
Yeah.
do that move.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting matchup here, especially if RJ could get his big shift lines. Not too worried about hand discard either because
Yeah.
he's just going to play out his hand
Exactly.
with the big characters.
Yeah, and then Tomas is choosing to strike a good match. Probably looking for the shift, maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's something you play here. Probably just opting to do that. Both players on Under the Sea, though.
Right. Maybe he was looking for a Cove. I don't know if Thomas runs Cove in here just to counter that go-go, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what
I think that was
RJ's
another
thinking.
Hyro. I think
Yep.
it might be shifting the kit here.
Wow.
That's
Shift
4
three.
lore!
3
4
lore for
on
Kit,
turn
1 lore
3?
with go-go. Putting the gas already.
He's like, I'm here to go vroom vroom, and good luck with this. Man, that's pretty spicy.
Did not expect that actually.
Did not expect that. I saw the 2 kits, right? So you had the blue one on turn 1, and then also the 3-drop one, which is also very good against Tomas's deck.
Right.
You can bounce the aerial back if you want. Like,
And the 3/5, it's very sticky too, so it's really
Correct.
hard to get rid of.
correct. Is it a 3/5?
I think
It's a
so.
2/5.
2/5? Okay,
Yeah.
2/5. There you go. So it's within some removal range for Ruby decks.
Sisu still eats it. It also has ward though,
Mm.
so can't target it with anything. So yeah, it's gonna be rough for Tomas, I think. And then if RJ's able to stick that 7-drop hero, it gives all characters that are, I believe, not Floodborn, but have been shifted on, ward and evasive.
Correct, yes. Hmm.
So very powerful effect if it is able to stick. Sees here, you have forgotten me, so he knows that's coming next turn.
Right.
So he needs to decide if he's just going to play his cards, ink or whatnot. Those 2 cards are probably going to be gone.
And knowing RJ, he does like his aggro decks, so
Yes.
he's known for that in the community.
Yep. Going to 8 here. So RJ's definitely going vroom vroom. As expected, getting rid of the 2 kits. They're pretty much dead cards right now.
Hmm.
Tomas drawing. And again, we're seeing the power of yellow-green discard without the Shift Diablo. Still very powerful because Prince John is an alternate draw engine.
Inking the Baymax there, not really useful in this matchup with the low strength characters.
RJ just doesn't care. He's going to quest for 5. Going to 13, like,
Yeah, geez, like it's nothing. Completely opposite of the last game we
yeah.
had with Tomas versus the Legend.
I think Tomas's biggest hope here is going to be
Mm.
playing Under the Sea here. Sing Muse is very good here because he's going to have some songs to bounce some stuff. Thing has ward, so you can't target the kit.
And Thomas is like, oh my god.
He's learning it the hard way.
That's the definition of the no touchy deck, right? That's pretty much why
Yep.
RJ built this.
Yep. Oh, that's great. I love seeing that. It's actually gold.
It is fun just to see if people can't quest with Maui's, they're confused, or
did,
if they can't target ward characters, now they're even more confused.
did RJ just solve the meta?
I think
Oh
so.
my gosh, he has Under the Sea. Is he gonna sing it? Oh my god.
Wow.
What's it like, Tomas? You got Under the Sea.
This is kind of
Oh,
insane.
I
Great.
look at RJ doing his little
Oh my
dance.
god,
Oh,
go
he's
sip
gotta
some
love it.
Diet Coke for us. That
You
is
think
for celebration.
you think they can hear us? They might be.
I
Who
hope
knows?
so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, we're gonna get kicked out soon. But
Oh,
anyway,
bare necessities. RJ doesn't care.
no, he doesn't have anything in his hand. He doesn't care if he has a hand.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Oh man. Yeah, just ink that card, Tomas. Just ink it. Just stop. Stop acting.
That is
Tomas is like, how do I get out of this situation?
right. That kit questing for 3 is so aggressive.
On turn 3 already too, which is very good.
Gonna go up to
Ooh, what did he
18.
draw? Okay, inking the Clarabelle. I guess it makes sense. No reason to play it really. It doesn't really provide anything to the board. I'm assuming he's looking for something that he could play for 6 or potentially 7. Like we know the Hyro. I did see the set 1 Aurora, the blue one that
Okay.
gives everything else ward.
Yep.
So again, it's deck dot no touchy, and RJ takes game
Jeez.
1.
That was fast. How do you think Yellow Green could stop this? Going on the play, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, going on the play, seeing Shift Diablo early, and being able to Under the Sea before your opponent does.
right.
Yellow Green definitely strives on having the singers out more than anything, I think. So, and the fact again, discard's good against control decks, right?
Right.
RJ just went vroom vroom, right?
Yeah.
So, being able to play the muses would be good if you could target the stuff. You just can't.
Sure.
So
right.
I think it's just seeing that Under the Sea early enough to be able to bury all of the characters on RJ's side underneath the deck is really what Tomas needs to see in this game.
Yeah, does Yellow Green have a lot of characters with strength that could get rid of a 5 health character though? Not too many, right?
I think most of the characters they have are low to the ground, but as you can see, Tomas does have a Cricky there.
Sure.
So he might opt to keep that in this matchup so that he has a way to challenge.
Okay. Yep.
But I think that's their only way of really challenging things.
Yeah.
And even though RJ is on ward, Tomas is playing Kita, so being able to reduce all the stuff's strength to be able to Under the Sea is going to be also impactful. So I think that's really what Tomas needs to see right now. So, well, he saw an Under the Sea.
Okay.
Yeah. I did say, or Ed is correct. RJ did say he would come back if they banned Hiram, and well, they did it. So here he is, ready to
He was waiting
warp
for
the
the
meta.
time. Yeah, his time. Yeah, I know he was running a little bit low the last couple months because of the meta. So I mean, there are a lot of people who are like that too, where they're just kind of tired of seeing the same decks over and over
Yeah.
again. That's just like in all TCGs. You could kind of take a little break, come back. That's the beauty about like the card game just in general. But
Absolutely.
it gives for more decks to kind of shine, and we're definitely seeing it now today with the live ban of Hiram and Fortisphere. You have RJ testing out the spice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say what do we got here?
You got the Aurora Shift 5.
No one
Give
drop,
everything
I don't
ward.
think. Yeah. Just smash the cards together. What are we inking here?
Yeah, he has no kit for the 1 drop.
Yeah. Makes sense to ink the song here because if he does 2-drop Ursula, you're just giving your opponent a free discard.
I'll play a Sir Hiss. I don't know if I saw that in his hand. Yep.
Quest for 1. Yeah, the banning of Hiram has been interesting for a lot of the people in the Lorcana community because a lot of people in the Lorcana community alone, this is like their first TCG, right?
Yeah.
So they've never seen that before. I know you've played a couple games before. I think you've played Magic, like Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes the format can get stale, and bannings help bring some players back, right?
Sure,
So
right.
I've played Magic for many years. Certain times you go to a local and you just see the same deck.
Yeah.
Whether it's you're winning with the same deck or you're losing to the same deck, sometimes you're just like, I need a break.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does kind of see how it warps the meta a little bit here. Playing a Prince John, so we already know the discard's coming up probably. Ooh, yep.
Singing Sudden Chill. He's got to discard a card there. Even though he's got plenty of cards
Is that
in
the
hand.
healing Baymax? That's
That
the
is,
healing
yep.
Baymax, yeah. Because I know there's the other new one that can aerial effect like a Floodborn, I think.
Yep, there you got the Diablo Shift there.
Tomas does have an Under the Sea in hand. And I think that's a Cove? No, you've forgotten me.
He's inking one of the Auroras, I think, to shift.
Makes sense.
Opting not to quest there. Could be taken out by Hiss and other cards. So we're tapping for You've Forgotten Me.
Yep. Standard play. RJ did not have as explosive of a start this game.
Yeah, right. Discarding the 2 Ursulas there.
Which is interesting. I feel like you want at least one of those this upcoming turn. Because if he does have a Under the Sea, you probably just lose to it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that is, what is that? The new set 7 hero?
Yes. I think that's the one that is a 3 or 2
Yeah,
3.
3 cost. When you play a Floodbone character on this card, you draw a card. Okay,
Yep.
so it's looking to shift.
Yep. Yeah, RJ saw the
Oh,
writing
wow.
on the wall and he
Okay.
scooped it up. He did not have an explosive
He does
start
not
like
waste
he did
time
that
on the future there.
Yeah.
Future is now for him.
Yeah, if I know RJ, he knows when he's, in the driver's seat when he's not. In that spot, Tomas had a full grip.
Yeah.
He knows he's only at like 4 ink. So everything he draws is effectively going to be probably something to get taken care of by Tomas there. So
Yeah, and some players could do that, especially if you have a lot of experience with the deck. You kind of know the ins and outs of your deck. You know when you're not going to be able to see your outs, and if your opponent just, has so much advantage. Some players could do that. So, for those who are wondering why RJ kind of scooped up, he kind of knew the writing on the wall, like Ray said, and didn't want to waste time. Start off with game 3.
yeah, absolutely. Because as we know, discard, they take forever to win the game. Worse than red-blue players, if
Oh,
you
yeah?
ask me. 100%.
Oh gosh, we'll see. We'll see about that, but we did already see the power of yellow-green against red-blue. So
True. Ooh, what did we have? Oh, he's sending all 7 back.
it was the 3 drops Diablo in his hand there. No 1 drop though. Draw 1 more.
No 1 drop.
And I think RJ put him back 4 over here.
Yep.
I think he wants to see maybe his kit. His kit really was explosive in the beginning, just to be able to shift turn 3, quest for 3.
Green is more toxic and purple is slower. Who's that guy?
I think his name is Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah. Yep. Eddie.
I agree. Hiram did nothing wrong.
He's innocent.
He's an innocent little mouse.
All right, inking the Baymax here. No 1 drop
Ooh.
again, like last game.
Both players, no 1 drops. This is going to be an interesting game. This actually might not be a blowout of a game as game 1 and 2 were.
RJ inks his cards so fast, I have no idea what one to ink well.
It was an inkable, I hope. At least that. We have a morph on turn 2, so...
Chernobog on the last card of
I think that's a Bruno.
Bruno, okay.
Yeah. We have some RJ fans in the chat.
We do.
That's that Eddie guy?
That's that Eddie guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He likes those Lafufus or something like that, I heard.
La Boo-Boos.
Oh,
Le Boo-Boos.
Okay, if they're fake, they're Lafufus, though.
True.
Okay, we got
Ooh, we got
the
a
kit shift already. Jeez. That ward is so
Question
strong right
for
now.
3 is crazy. Yeah, it's 3, RJ. You should know it's your deck.
He's too excited there.
Yeah, having that ward, Tomas learned that in game 1, so it's going to be interesting to see him solve it. He obviously can with like Under the Sea, which he grabbed, which he can sing next turn. So now RJ has to play around that. That's known information. He can Ursula snipe it. He can wait for Tomas to just sing it next turn to get rid of a kit. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he could just bounce one of the characters, I guess. I think I saw a kit in his hand.
Or we could just ban Thomas. according to Eddie.
We're not Ravensburger over here.
We're not, but
We're not just banning people out of nowhere.
all right, the community has to speak. So
Oh,
everybody in the
true,
chat,
true.
let's
Yeah,
see.
what
Let's
do-
see if you guys want to ban
Oh.
Thomas or not.
Yeah, can we get a kind of a vote? Who should get banned here, Tomas or RJ, in this match right here?
Who's more toxic right now, the discard deck or this aggro blue-green deck?
I can tell you who's not toxic, and that's Hiram. He did nothing wrong. Poor little mouse.
Those tears are so close to my face.
He just wanted cheese, man. He wanted that cheddar. He was just
wanted-
banishing items to draw cards.
He wants the Portillo's cheese. That's what he wanted.
Uh-oh. Yeah. All right, we got a Bruno here. Maybe he'll sing Bruno on the kit.
With the ward.
Yeah. The one without ward.
Got it.
Can't do illegal actions.
Yeah, of course not.
What are we thinking?
We still have to play by the rules.
Yep. All right, RJ staring down 2 aerials. Knows that Tomas has Under the Sea. So he needs to get rid of at least one of them or just not commit to the board in Quest for 4. It's an interesting position to be in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's just going to Quest for 4. Oh, and Under the Sea, or he
Oh,
sings Under the Sea.
Wow. We thought.
What were we thinking? Jeez, no singer 5 for you.
Broken.
Did he have no cards to play in his hand then, I'm assuming?
Maybe you're just scared of those aerials.
Maybe. RJ coming in with that spice. Have we seen any type of draw engine in RJ's deck, or is it just
I don't think he likes
top
cards.
deck?
I don't think he likes to
doesn't.
draw.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't like Hiram, the
But,
mouse.
yeah.
that likes
It
cheddar.
never really affected him.
Did you know cheddar is better than feta?
Never knew that. But
It's
whatever.
true.
Oh my gosh, we should
Uh-oh.
start a rap battle like that one guy
Boom, sudden
on the
chill.
Facebook page.
Actually, what are we discarding here?
He's got a Bruno in hand.
Bruno.
Yep.
Makes sense. Can't target the Prince John, so I think it depends on what RJ has. What if he has another kit?
Another kit shift would be crazy.
That would be insane. Ooh, that was a Clarabelle.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
has
two
2 Under the Seas. I guess we'll get rid of one of them. Triple Diablo and Muse.
Interesting.
Yeah, questing for 4 here makes sense. He has to go vroom vroom.
Yeah, he does. Yep.
He knows Under the Sea is inevitable. I think he drew his 4th Diablo. Look at that. That's what happens when all your cards are enchanted. You just see them all.
Double Diablo.
That Under the Sea is definitely coming down next turn, I think.
Yeah, he'll probably go vroom vroom. Seeing if he should ink the card.
I'm surprised. I don't remember what the card. It was probably Ursula, I guess, was the other option besides Bruno. I feel like Bruno is still a card you want to keep against this, right? But yeah, there goes the Under the Sea. It goes underneath your deck, RJ, underneath your deck. Oh my gosh, I'll be right back.
Yeah. He plays the card. It's kind of crazy. All right, so Ray is going to remind RJ to put that card underneath the deck, because that's what Under the Sea does, even though he does play, which is kind of hilarious. Probably doesn't have it happen to him too often. You got Bruno. So the game pretty much turned around from here, from the Under the Sea
Yep.
line that Tomas just did. Crazy. With the Ursula. And
Man.
it looks like he's scooping up.
That was close.
I did not expect that line right there.
What was it? The Double Diablo?
Well, the Under the Sea, right back at him.
Yeah.
And you see
We knew about the
all-
one. We didn't know about the second one.
See,
so
this picture right here is why a lot of people are upset too. There's the 4 Diablos just
crazy how they all saw each other, right?
hanging out.
I think we should ban enchanted cards.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just don't have people play them, or because they see them all the time.
I agree, because I'm broke, so I can afford any enchantments. So I'm all for it. I don't mind.
And then Hiram should have been enchanted himself, personally, but it doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, that's our round 1, or not round 1, our feature match for round 2, which was RJ versus Tomas. What did you think about RJ's deck?
I thought it was really spicy. I think against certain matchups, he could kind of run away with it, especially if he goes first. Just seeing that round one kit into Go-Go into just free questing, if they don't have any answers to ward or evasives, then it's just going to run away with the game.
Yeah. Just like RJ showing Tomas some spice on how that's all going.
But yeah, on to our second backup game. We got Ivan versus Christmas here. We have Ivan playing Ruby Amethyst, and you have Christmas playing Purple Steel. We're going to see how this matchup goes. I don't know if they played last week or not, but Ivan's been on the Ruby Amethyst since the World Class Cards event,
Yep.
obviously doing really great, getting top 8 in it.
Yeah.
And I think with the ban of Hiram, Red Purple might come back.
Yeah, red
strong.
purple's going to be feasting real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this type of matchup, very good. The 3-drop Hiram or Hero, what that card does is whenever you shift on top of him, he draws you a card.
Mm-hmm.
So you can shift the 5-drop Baymax, which I believe is a shift 3. You can do the whatchamacallit. No, it's a 6-drop Baymax, I think, shift 4.
Yeah. Right. Shift 4.
And you can also do the Hyro that gives everything else evasive and ward if it's a Floodborn shifted character. But yeah, I think from the scoreboard, I think it looked like Ivan won game 1 when I saw it. So it looks like this is game 2 for them.
Yep. Steven just inked his third card there, so he is on the play.
Yep. So now we have typical purple matchup where goats, rabbits, little Finder's Keeper, Enchanted.
Yeah, those enchanted cards should be banned, like you said.
I agree. So crazy how he saw it that game, right?
It's too good.
Too good. Banned it. Ban it.
Yeah, that is one of Ivan's MVP cards that he had over that weekend, was just to be able to catch up with the card advantage against the blue decks. But now Ruby Amethyst might be drawing infinite cards now too.
Yep. I remember that card was starting to see a little bit of play when Green Steel was running rampant as well, because in that spot where you are able to keep up a little bit because you're bouncing and inking, getting a top deck of that is pretty good.
Right.
Opting to sing here, not quest, makes sense. Let's fill up that hand. He's got double Smees he can drop here, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I see the evasive Tinkerbell. I don't know if he should ink it in this matchup because of the brawls and Medusas. But I don't know if he also runs a shift line too. So maybe that's why he's running it in the deck.
Makes sense.
We are going to go wide here.
Yeah, triple Smee.
Which is great against Ruby Amethyst.
Yep. Yeah, anything that has more than 2 strength is pretty much out of reach against Ruby Amethyst early on. Obviously, once you get to 6, you have to worry about Medusa. But with Ruby Amethyst, they're not able to ramp. So he's got 2 turns of that Smee potentially gaining 4 lore here.
Questing for 6 here. Pretty strong. Put him at 9.
He's trying to do some dice math. Keeping it at 5s. Love it. Easier for us to read.
True.
Ban library next. I agree. Like they weren't looking at the right cards, man. Hiram should. It's just a mouse.
Blue is just crazy.
Okay. Playing the Tinkerbell, might as well. I mean, again, what are you afraid of?
Yeah, like, now it forces Ivan to go against. Does he want to get rid of Lawrence, Smees? It's hitting the 5 cost mark. Finders Keepers? No Maui.
Oh,
okay,
Maui makes sense.
Take out the Lawrence there.
Yeah, the rabbit can take out one of the Smees, which again makes sense. Oh,
be king. Let him decide.
Okay. What would you choose here? Is the Tinkerbell a 1/3?
It is a 1/3. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Tinkerbell because of the easy removal, but I don't know. It's a tough choice. If he had the shift line, I probably would have kept the Tinkerbell, but
yeah. Do you know if he's on the
I am
Tinkerbell?
Not sure if he's running 2.
That would be
maybe
a very good card right now. Gets rid of that Maui.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking about why he kept it, but.
So we see Chernobog's, Goat, and 2 libraries. Which those libraries, as we know from Red Purple alone, very powerful card. Okay. Why is he changing the 5 now? He made it so much easier for us before. Now he's making it complicated. He's gonna
Maybe
change
that
it again.
adds
He's
some
doing that
dice.
dice math. He's gonna change that 6 to 5. Watch. I'm calling it. Nope. There we go. No, that should be it too.
There you go.
Beautiful. 14. Love it. Doesn't
There you
play the
go.
Chernabog.
Yeah, might as well quest before the B prep if he does decide to run it. Let's sing
Ooh,
some
Maui
songs here.
singing some songs. Enchanted Maui should be banned. We already discussed it. All enchanted cards should be banned. I think it should be the enchanted and the regular version.
Oh wow, okay.
So if the card has an enchanted, can't play it.
No
Just
versions
can't
of the
play it.
card. What
No,
if it has
no
a set
version.
champs version?
That's unfortunate.
Wow,
It's unplayable.
it's 4 cards for for Hero and Ursula.
Some of the cards are unplayable anyways right now, so
That's
won't
true.
warp the meta at all.
Oh man, no one's playing those cards.
Nobody's playing those cards.
Yeah, so it shouldn't hurt anybody.
Shouldn't hurt nobody. The only person it hurts is Ivan. Free Hiram. Yes, I like this Eddie guy. He knows his stuff.
He does. He does.
So yeah,
Tremaine.
playing Tremaine makes sense. Needs to start questing a little bit, so Tremaine allows you to do that pretty decently.
Does Ivan have a brawl or a Medusa in hand?
I did see a brawl.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Trelame. Ooh. I do think... Hey, would you look at that? Another enchanted card.
You're right.
That's
We're
crazy.
seeing this too often, actually.
It's a little weird, don't you
Yeah,
think?
I think it's a
A
little
little
conspiracy.
sus, one might say.
Yeah.
That Pete might be a timely Pete.
It
That
could
Pete,
be.
that Tinkerbell has evasive, correct?
That is correct, yeah. I
That's
think
pretty
it's a
good.
great play.
That's pretty good.
Play Pete, protect it for another turn.
Gain some lore.
Yeah,
Do some
because-
quick maths of 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus another 2. What is that?
What is that, chat?
That's 17. Oh, my bad. It's something.
Pete, no actions. There you go.
Love it.
Gonna quest for the 2. Put him at 16. See if he's gonna ink here or if he's gonna pass.
I mean, that's definitely 17. You guys didn't see it, but he definitely looked at me as like, "You are correct."
I'm excited to see what Ivan plays. If he's just gonna keep drawing more cards, but
Yeah.
he can actually with Pete. But
Yeah, I think his best option here is if he has Elsa to play it, but it doesn't just to get the Pete exerted, right?
does Ivan play Elsa on this
He
list?
does.
That's spicy.
The 5-drop one.
Oh,
not
never
the
mind. Yeah,
8-drop one,
okay.
yeah.
Yes, so he could definitely go into either one.
Yeah, I think Ivan because of that Pete,
Wow.
Christmas was able to get it. That's awesome.
Yeah, winning the second game there. Now they're going to game 3.
Yeah. So, why do you know why he's not on red green anymore? Was it because of
I-
the Hiram ban?
I think he switches every now and then.
Okay.
So I guess it depends on his mood. So no real answer besides, you wake up one day and sometimes you want to play Hiram, sometimes you wish it was banned,
Mm.
and sometimes you wish, why are you playing the game?
True.
But you're playing the game.
That's
'cause you
why I'm
love the game.
commentating now.
Okay.
I'm still emotionally trying to get over the fact that this thing happened.
Yes.
You know.
And I'm commentating to bully people like you who play red blue. 'Cause
Fair
it
enough. Fair enough.
Feels great. I'm just kidding. I play all decks, so it does kind of hit the Sapphire decks tremendously, I think. So,
It's okay.
but it'll open up more doors on how to build Sapphire in general. So I'm excited for deck building for those blue decks.
Yeah.
Like we saw with RJ last game. So
Yeah, definitely curious to see if decks will actually also like this what you would consider stock in like purple steel or
Mhm.
amber steel or even like cards that weren't blue adjust their decks because now they don't have to worry about Hiram anymore, right?
right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see if
Yeah, if certain decks might be greedy now because they don't have to worry about their opponent getting all these resources,
Right.
card advantage. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's why you guys got to tune in every week because you'll see some spicy decks. You guys have no idea that you'll see in the next week too. So
yeah, with set champs starting in what 3 weeks roughly?
something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
First week of May coming up right around the corner. We're gonna definitely see some people testing out the decks now without Hiram.
Yeah. Definitely got to see what we're going to be rocking here. So interesting here. Typical purple things.
Mm-hmm.
Magic Broom versus the Bog. The Chernabog. It follows.
It is following the follower.
Don't make it weird.
We all make it weird all day, every day. Playing 2 for the Cusco.
What does that card do?
Draws cards, whatever Hiram doesn't do.
Oh no, it's too soon.
It's just this is easy. It's easy to talk about cards that are bad.
Yeah, what if we freed Hiram and no, we wouldn't do that.
Nah,
No, we can't do that. That's too much,
Then we
Eddie.
can't enjoy each other's
Come
company.
on, yeah.
You know,
It's about the friends you make along the way,
yeah.
right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. But they could always create new cards that draw.
True. I tested a card called Monsieur Duc.
Sure.
That card is
Shout
like
outs to Julian. That's his card right there.
That's his card. It draws cards, not as good as Hiram used to.
Yeah.
It's only 1, and it's only when he quests, so. But not bad.
So the Cusco is really there to trade up against, especially like those steel cards with Cusco, so you can get advantage of drawing, especially with Diablo or Cusco and Crab. Great combo there.
Do not disrespect the Monsieur Duc. It's a great card. When we played against each other, Eddie, it literally won you the game. That's how good it was.
So Ivan's gonna brawl the Tinkerbell there.
Makes
so that's
sense.
unfortunate for Steven. But is he going to be questing? Maybe not.
I think at this point
Build a
you
board.
probably quest with at least a Cusco. I don't think you don't mind drawing a card, to be honest. But I guess you probably do want the free trade
Sure.
into the Calhoun. I don't think Purple Steel has a way to reduce strength, correct?
I don't believe so. No.
See a wild Raymond appear out of the background.
Wild ramen shop in the background.
It's a tough spot for Steven to be in here. He can go super wide and still be fine. But I think he's opting to get some more Calhouns out there. All right, and go
there
wide.
You go. Okay.
Yeah.
Trade in there so you have some backup too on the field.
All right, 3-3. I think this is fine. You probably lose some value if your opponent has Elsa, but it doesn't look like Ivan had it. He plays the Merlin Rabbit instead. Let's talk about Purple Bounce, can we? Like,
Sure.
Let's stop talking about Hiram for a
Okay.
sec.
Purple bounce, not good right now. Too slow.
What?
Snake. People are cutting snakes in the meta.
True, but foxes are pretty good.
Foxes are great.
I heard goats are pretty good.
Goats are great.
I heard rabbits are pretty good.
Rabbits are cool. Rabbits are amazing.
You know those cards draw more than Hiram ever did, right?
I don't know what that card does anymore.
I believe it's a 2-drop on Inkable that quests for 3. It's a 1/1.
Well, for all the blue players, you could probably go back to Blurple now because I think if you miss a card draw, they never played Hiram in the beginning anyways.
True.
You could still have all those cards that Ivan plays in purple and still draw
True.
just as much. So, and play big cards like Elsa and everything. So I think it might be a good transition if you want to take a break from red blue or blue steel and try Blurple.
True.
If you do miss the card draw. Okay, so we have a couple options here. What has he got in his hand?
I think that's a P to Calhoun, double friends.
He's gonna get some resources here.
You probably ink broom and play another Calhoun.
Yeah, the Calhoun looks good.
Yep.
There you go.
Scripted. Do you agree with this quest here? I think it's good.
I think it's okay because you gotta put a little bit of pressure too.
Yeah.
With the resist, it's tough to deal with.
Yeah.
So he does not have a crab to go into Calhoun, but he's looking for some draw here.
Hey. It's not ideal for your opponent to be drawing a bunch of cards, but I don't think you really care too much.
There you go. There's a Maui.
Because you would have been doing it anyway, so you don't gain the 2 lore.
Ivan, just in case, he's still got that V prep in hand, I think.
Yep. Questing for 1. So he is allowing Steven to challenge that rabbit, which is awfully nice of him.
Seeing if he takes the bait to go wide and then be prep.
Does he have a 2-drop character by chance that he can also sing or hardcast the strength? Oh, he can play Pete. Ooh, he could play Pete, play the strength, and then challenge the rabbit as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You could clear that board.
That's pretty good. He's got the genie as well. He's got a lot of options here that he can do this turn.
Steven does like gaining lore, though. He's thinking about that goat.
He's looking at that goat. He's like, lore. Yeah, I mean, Ivan's at 6 ink.
Right.
So it's definitely in B prep range, right? And to your point, you're not really on bounce anymore. So you do have that that option of. I lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a rough day for you. That's okay.
It was all emotional,
You're
man.
still
Hiram, it's
recovering.
gone. There we go. Nice. Love it.
Love to see that.
So
There
now
you
that
go.
B prep, if he has it, boom. No bueno.
There you go.
1 damage. Gain 2. Yeah, you gotta grab another dice. It's a D6. Only goes up to that. Love it. So now he has a genie, a friends, and did he ink goat?
Dropping that Maui right away.
That's toxic.
Oh,
I thought we banned the enchanted cards.
We did.
They
just
didn't get the
didn't
memo.
hear it. No.
Understood.
All right, we got a 1-drop Diablo, Genie, and Friends. He might sing the Friends, see what he has there.
Drawing there. Nice. Love it. Yeah, we'll definitely let them know. Unfortunately, we didn't let them know at the beginning of the round, so we have to. We can't enforce that rule. Yeah. We'll let him know and make sure that we put him potentially on feature so he knows for next round that he can't do that. No shenanigans.
I don't mind him playing the 1-drop because if he does be prepared next turn, at least he gets it.
You're getting value, yeah. Do you feel like the Pete should have sang songs there?
Maybe. Because you're looking at Ivan's hand, he's got healthy 4 cards in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the resource game between the purple decks, so
yep.
That's what we've been seeing back and forth.
Maui cannot sing B prep.
And you got that. Diablo draws. Draw for turn.
Fighting Genie is very good still.
It is, yeah. He has to have all the outs for Genies, which Ruby does, but forces him to take a step back and use his removal.
So with Christmas knowing that Ivan's on Tremaines, you probably play a second character here just to help protect the Genie.
Right. Yeah, he might ink the Benja, but he's going to go maybe save it.
Yeah, he's at a sweet number of 6 ink, so maybe you just save because you're starting to run out of threats. You want to make sure you have a threat to put on the board.
Sure. Brawl?
I think that's a library.
Okay.
Oh.
Playing Peter Pan Rush.
Yep. Okay, Christmas might be happy about this. He's at 9 lore, so he can go to 12 this turn.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. He's going to want some card draw.
Makes sense. Quest, pop, draw a card. Love it.
So he's at 10 now. He's got the crab. You can always set up the fox and crab combo as well.
He could actually do that this turn. Doesn't do the full 8, though. Yeah, quest for 2. Makes sense. Would you fox and restand the Genie here?
Oh, man. So the Peter Pan would be able to take out. Is that 2 strength for Peter Pan?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's safe to do the fox play.
Then you ink the Diablo probably to replay. Whoa, it's okay, Ivan. It's just 4 damage. It's gonna be okay. Oh, opting to play the Benja. Banish your popsicle, sir.
Yeah, that is another card that survived the ban list. So you could at least enjoy something tasty to eat while you're playing Lorcana.
Yes, sir.
Taking out the fox or
Yeah, it
2
only does
damage.
2 damage on it. Yep.
So you could draw out of the library.
Plays another library.
Okay. Might not be the best because he's a little bit behind, but that might be the best you could do at the moment.
Well, he knows the one is going to get banished probably from the Medusa or the Madam Mim.
All right, the fox.
Yep. And then Ivan does have a B prep in hand, so if Steven opts to quest instead of take it out, which hopefully he doesn't, but he can choose that, not knowing that Ivan has B prep.
Right.
Yeah, I've played many games against Ivan. Once I see 2 locations out, I know he has infinite B preps in hand.
Sure. Yep. So fox gonna take out one of those, and then
Quest
quest
for 2,
with
please.
Benja.
Yes, let's go. 14 lore. With the Diablo out, so he's going to gain at least 1 card draw from the B prep. Ivan has to commit his entire turn to B prep, though, so not a bad thing for Steven here. Like I said, he's going to be drawing 1 card, so next turn he should be able to pretty much play a couple characters.
Right. Seeing that Lawrence. Pete came in a little too late, but he could still play it. I don't know if
Christmas is about to go to 18 lore. Sending lethal. Ivan needs a show us.